Hi, I'm back this time with a topic which is not generally spoken about, but yes, this is a important topic when it comes to individual and it's a very personal level. Still, we'll just go through some few points to highlight why this could be so important because not much is about it is being talked about because we take for granted the relationships, the friends, the family around us, the social friends, and the friends at the colleague, or at the workplace, and so on. The list is a long one. And because of the social media, then you have online contacts too, and then the online friends, and with the various apps, the chat apps, and the meetings, the conferences, and much more. So the it's like a community feeling you get even when online, and that's how. So how do you take care of yourself in both the situations, online and offline? That is what we are going to run through real quick. Um, Self-respect is the topic. Yes, you guessed it right. Self-respect is the ability to value and affirm yourself, even when you're facing self-doubt or adversity. The ability to value and affirm yourself, even when you're facing self doubt or adversity. This happens when you have a strong interest in the work in hand, but at other times you feel like this is not a portion that belongs to me. This is not needed for me, and I'm really not significant in this scenario. And at that time, you might fall into a tendency to belittle yourself. So it's an important part of your identity, the self-respect, and it can impact how your relationships, work, and social life function. So, what is the golden rule to yourself, to treat yourself? It is self-compassion. So knowing what you face at certain times, so that is self-compassion, and how you affirm to yourself the values that you stand for. So it is what is self-compassion. It is to treat yourself in a way that you treat others. It is to respect, love, protect, and care for yourself each and every day, to let go of the judgment and the criticism and replace it with patience and gratitude. So respect yourself. Self-respect is very great. They say first, if there is some argument that comes up between two people or three people in a group, then they say have some self-respect. They say that. So, not many understand the importance of it, or if somebody passes some comment and the other person does not like it in the group, then that person is upset and then he says maybe he or she doesn't have self respect, that's why he's telling like this to you. So, it's about self respect, yeah. Then these two words, just two words, self respect, they're very simple, and yet it is probably the one thing that we all of them, they struggle with it the most. It is about loving yourself and practicing self-care. Now you might say, what does this mean? It's about staying true to your values and not being willing to compromise when those values are challenged. It's not being like narcissistic, rather it's about teaching other people how you want to be treated and learning how to treat yourself in the same kind and loving way. So, this topic is very close to each one's heart, I would say. And you would say, why are you imposing on us? It is for yourself you must be speaking. But this topic is not an individual, but it is for each and every one also. Because if it holds important to you, and if you cannot share it with any of the group that you associate, then how come this will be valid? So, in that situation, how this topic is related to you may be the question. So, Um, in fact, this topic is important for each and every person, and you may or may not want to talk it because it's a very sensitive and a very personal level. So you may want to not speak about it openly unless you are very close to your friend or any of your relation. But there also, it's a very serious concern. People may not want to talk about it. These are some of the concerns about this topic. Anyway, respect develops in childhood. When they say self-respect, the respect develops in childhood. Um, as a child, we were taught to respect the elders, parents, and the teachers. If additionally, if we were not taught to not to talk back and listen to what they have to say because they have so much knowledge. Now, these things I agree with all those things. I believe that respecting others is an important part of being a good human. Of all the lessons on respect, the lesson to respect yourself is the lesson we need most of all. Most of all, this is because our ability to respect ourselves gives us a greater ability to respect others. And like this, we will be saved from many issues that come up for no reason. There's a quote by a big philosopher and a leader. Everybody, you must be knowing them. Mahatma Gandhi. He says they cannot take away our self-respect if we do not give it to them. That is his words. This is something we really need to think about. I read it again. They cannot take away our self respect if we do not give it to them. We need to look within and determine if we really do respect ourselves. Now, this is too much about respecting now. What actually it is in practical needs to be looked at. What does it look like, respect, when you're in workplace and someone? Let's get down to the, the focus. What is that? Self-respect, and then respect means a positive term, and it looks like it's about all goodness and all good values that need to be talked about, and everything must be a goody-goody situation. Well, let's consider this case. Let's say you're in a workplace and someone is constantly dumping their work onto you, and you just keep doing the work, not even knowing why you're doing it. You just keep on doing it because you just accept that it's what you're supposed to be doing. You are a yes person. And when you're a yes person, this happens. So I'm not saying you shouldn't do your job, but you should be doing the things that you're supposed to be doing and not someone else's job. Likewise, when you're in a relationship and the other person treats you he treats you real bad and they clearly don't have your best interest in mind. Now, there are endless examples how we disrespect ourselves while not even realizing we are doing it. And because of this, I want to focus on 5 ways you can respect yourself better. So, considering these 2 points, these two are just given here for some reference, but there are endless points like this. And if you are very sharp and attentive, then you can make out with the other person how that what the situation is between the two people and what you are drawing from it. At a time, a lot of things go on in the mind. So if you are only speaking to that person about your interests and not or being attentive to all other rest of the things, then you might want to reconsider this point. So the first thing, how now let us see or what is self-respect and how you can respect yourself better. Now, with few more lines, I'll just end it. First, look at your values. The very first thing we can do when learning to respect ourselves is to look at our values. What are your values? This is an important question to ask yourself. What do you stand for? So, they are the beliefs of what is important to you in your life. And is it integrity or loyalty or cooperation or commitment? Think about what your values are and how you want to be treated. There is a quote that says, treat others as you want to be treated yourself. And this is about the values. Then there are other topics and categories, the relationships, then self care, and then about being normal at all situations. So this is a very important principle, and there's nothing called as normal actually. They say be your own self. They say, and what does that mean? Be normal. So that is the most misunderstood word. In that a lot of there is a lot of degradation on the on this self-respect front when they say just be your own self, just be normal, like you are going somewhere and then you ask some questions like what to expect there, what is going on there. It's a new place, I will be going first time, I'll be visiting those people, so let me know upfront what do I expect there. They will just be normal, be your own self, and that's all. So, like this, many things are fed to our mind, and the mind begins to believe that yes, this is it. I have to. This was just very normal and very everyday kind of thing, and we fail like this. So, this was appropriate for that situation. And then there are many other situations, and at each time there may be a different situation, but that same thing does not apply everywhere. And if we are not, aware, then this becomes mismapped. Like I don't know if there's a word called like this, but this gets mapped to any other situation which you may not have even encountered. Like you may not even have asked such questions, and then you feel yes, it is a part of me. Well, this is very normal. Yes, I must have thought like this once upon a time. Yes, these views belong to me. So, like this, we suffer. And then, because of the lack of self compassion, we do not address it properly, and then it becomes a part of our personality, and we are a yes man to it. And so, this is very dangerous. So, self respect is a very long term actually. I would not speak on it because it is individual and not everybody may agree to it, but still, this was a little highlight um, on that matter, and it is a big topic. So, this much is enough to give one direction, not to think a lot about it, but a few places where you normally are put up, and then how do you behave there, and how well are you treated or you treat others, and then the feedback, and then the growth. Growth is in all respects. So this is one of the regions that also needs attention. That is what I feel. And you should not be very much into it, but one or two points a time, whenever such events are there, you can always reflect on it and laugh back or get serious or then improve further. Thank you very much.